Hello students, welcome to BioSmart Academy. In today's lecture, we will continue our lecture series on enzyme. We already uploaded 6 lectures on enzyme and this will be the 7th lecture. Okay. So, I just recommend you that please go through the previous lecture so that you can understand today's topic easily, and also please go through the playlist page. There you find many free lectures on cell biology, immunology, biochemistry and many more. And all that lecture will be helpful for your CSI, NET, GATE, DBT and ICMR preparation. Also, if you like the lecture, please subscribe and please share to other students. Okay, so that we can spread these free courses with all other students. Okay, so let's start today's lecture. So in today's lecture, we will discuss about the Michaelis-Menten equation. Okay, and this is the 7th lecture of our enzyme lecture series, as I already mentioned, and part 3 of enzyme kinetics lecture. Okay, so please go through the previous 2 parts of enzyme kinetics lecture. So let's start Michaelis-Menten kinetics. So basically Michaelis-Menten, basically they study the kinetics of an enzyme catalyzed reaction in 1913. Okay, so basically they studied the reaction. Okay, they studied the reaction. Okay, in which they basically hydrolyze sucrose. Okay, sucrose, and we all know that sucrose is a disaccharide. Okay, sucrose is a disaccharide. Okay, so basically they hydrolyze sucrose. So it means what, that if we hydrolyze sucrose, then it give rise to two monosaccharides. Okay, and what are they? That is glucose and fructose, glucose plus fructose. Okay, so while hydrolyzing sucrose, they use the enzyme here, and that enzyme is known as invertase. Clear? So basically they use the enzyme invertase to hydrolyze the sucrose, which is a disaccharide, and that sucrose is hydrolyzed into two monosaccharides that is made up of, that is glucose and fructose. Okay, and to explain this conversion of sucrose, okay, to explain this result or to explain this conversion of sucrose to glucose and fructose by the enzyme invertase, okay, they give the chemical reaction, or you can say they put a reaction. Okay, and that reaction is enzyme plus substrate, that is K1, that is K minus 1. Okay, it gives rise to enzyme substrate complex, that is K2, and it gives rise to enzyme plus product. Okay, I discuss about all this K1, K minus 1, K2 in detail in our first lecture of enzyme kinetics. Okay, so please go through that. Okay, so they put this whole situation, that is the conversion of sucrose into glucose plus fructose by the use of enzyme invertase. They put this whole situation into this equation, that is enzyme plus substrate gives rise to enzyme substrate, and enzyme substrate in presence of rate constant K2 give rise to enzyme plus product, and this product become a product, and this enzyme become free, and this enzyme can basically utilize for another reaction. Okay, so they put this chemical reaction. Okay, so now, so when they give that chemical reaction, okay, now how the basically Michaelis-Menten equation came. So we understand the Michaelis-Menten equation by using some basic algebraic method. Okay, so basically if we write the equation, okay, then we can say that we already mentioned that we can't basically calculate the enzyme substrate complex. Okay, because it basically quickly converted into basically product, so we have to calculate the V naught. Okay, and what is this V naught? V naught is the initial velocity, and V naught is determined by the, we already know V naught is determined by the breakdown of ES, okay, by the breakdown of ES to form product. It means when this ES is breakdown and it gives rise to product, then V naught is formed, or we can say it is determined. Okay, so we can write that V naught equals to K2 enzyme substrate. Okay, K2 is for basically for the rate constant for the formation of product, and as it is determined by enzyme substrate, so we write K2, yes. Clear? So please write with me all this equation, so that at the end you can understand all the things. Okay, so V naught equals to K2 ES. Clear? Now, as we know that we can't measure ES easily, okay, it is very difficult to measure ES experimentally, so we have to find an alternative expression for this term ES. Okay, so we introduce here another term that is known as ET. Okay, just write down what is this ET. ET is the total enzyme concentration. Okay, total enzyme concentration. It means what? It means total enzyme concentration means what? It means the sum of free and substrate bound enzyme. It means there are some free enzyme which is basically remain in the enzyme form, and there are some substrate bound enzyme. Okay, that is ES. So basically this is known as total enzyme concentration, that is the sum of free enzyme and substrate bound enzyme. Okay, clear? So free enzyme can be represented as ET minus ES. Okay, simple, ET minus ES. So free enzyme, if we want to represent this free enzyme, then free enzyme can be represented as ET minus ES. Clear? ET minus ES. Clear? So this is the formula for free enzyme. Okay students, I hope till now you get the clear idea. Okay, so please write down all these things. Okay, now next. Now, so if we see that the rate of formation is just equals to rate of breakdown, we know that from the steady state kinetics. I will make a separate lecture on steady state kinetics so that you get a clear idea about that. Okay, so next lecture we will discuss steady state kinetics. Okay, so now came to this topic. So basically we know that rate of ES formation. So if we write that rate of ES formation, okay, ES formation is just equal to rate of ES breakdown, clear, through steady state kinetics. Just write down all these things. Okay, now so we know the if we put the formula here, so we know that ES formation means what? That is K1. If you remember the form reaction E plus S, ES and E plus P, and E plus S with the rate constant K1 give rise to ES, that is enzyme substrate complex, and that enzyme substrate complex formation enzyme plus product with the rate constant K2. Okay, so basically rate of ES formation. So here ES is formed, so we have to use K1. Okay, K1. Okay, now so K1, that is ET, that is total enzyme concentration, as I already discussed, minus ES, that is this is the equation for the what? Free enzyme. So okay, and this is substrate. Okay, just write down this is substrate. Okay, so it's just equal to breakdown, that is rate of enzyme substrate breakdown. Breakdown means what? It gives rise to K minus 1, either K minus 1 ES. Okay, either K minus 1 ES, because ES basically break down into E plus S in presence of K minus 1, or you can say rate of ES breakdown means formation of product, and product is formed with the help of K2, that is K2 ES, because ES basically gives rise to E plus P in presence of what? In presence of rate constant K2. So we can write this equation like this. I hope you understand this concept. Now next, so here that is the rate of ES formation. If you see this form equation, and rate of ES breakdown, that is this equation, is basically equal. Clear till now? Clear? Okay, now so now next part. Now if you see the next part, then we know that initial rate of the reaction reflects a steady state, as I already discussed as steady state kinetics. Okay, I will discuss details in our next lecture, in which ES is constant. Here ES is constant, that is the rate of formation equal to rate of breakdown, and this is known as steady state assumption. Okay, I will discuss in detail in our next lecture. Okay, so this is, we can say, steady state assumption. Okay, now we want to solve this equation. Okay, so we want to solve this equation through what? We want to solve this equation for enzyme substrate. Okay, that is first we multiply this left side. We multiplied out this left side by ES. Okay, so we solve the equation for ES. First left side is multiplied out, we multiplied out this left side, and then right side is simplified, and this right side is simplified. Okay, simplified. So if we just write the equation, we just multiplied our left side, so the equation become what? Just write it down, then you will understand easily. Okay, so equation become k minus k1, just write down et k1 et, and this is substrate, we just multiplied it. Okay, substrate minus es, clear, and substrate, clear. We multiplied out it with es. Okay, now, and the right side, this right equation we simplified it. Okay, this equation we basically simplified. Okay, so what does this equation become? This equation become, we just take the common es. So if we take the common, then it become k minus 1, clear, plus k2, clear, and take this es as common, that is es, clear. Now I think till now you get the clear idea. Okay, now next. Okay, so till now you get the clear idea. Now next, now again this term k1 es and s. Okay, we add, now we add k1 es and s. Okay, we have to add this. Okay, so we add this term k1 enzyme substrate complex and substrate to both the side of the equation. So in left side as well as in right side, we add this k1 es and s. Okay, so if we add this equation to both this side of the equation, then we get what? We get k1 et, we add this. Okay, so we get k1 et, I just write it down with different color so that you get it. K1, okay, k1 et and substrate, clear. After addition, after we add through this to this above equation. Okay, so we get k1 ets is just equals to k1 substrate, clear, plus k minus 1 plus k2 and es, clear. So till now I hope that you get the clear idea. So now we get this equation final till now. Okay, so please note down. I hope you note it down all these things. If you note down, then you will feel easy. You will get this equation very easy. Okay, so please note down. Okay, so I hope till now you get the idea. Okay, now next. So if you see the next equation, so we get the equation like this. We get the final equation after adding the term with k1. We get the equation is this k1, that is et, and this is substrate, and this is equals to, okay, this is equals to k1, this is substrate, and we add k minus 1 plus we add the es, we add all this. Okay, so now we solve this equation for es. We have to solve this equation for es. So if we solve this equation for es, suppose we solve this equation for es, so we have to put es here. We solve this equation for es, so we get what? If we take es in this side, so we get what? We get simply k1 et and substrate divided by, that is this equation, right side equation, k1 s plus k minus 1 plus k2. It's very simple. We solve the equation for es, that is we take this es to this left side and we get es here, and we just put like this simple mathematical expression. Okay, now again we simplify this equation. How? By combining the rate constant, into one expression. So just see es, okay, es. So what happened here? It become et. We just combine the rate equation. Okay, that we combine the rate constant in one expression. So we get et, just write in different colors so that you get the clear idea. So again we solve this by combining the rate constant. Es is just equals to et and substrate by, we just combining the basically the rate constant. So we get here substrate, just separate the substrate. So what happened? It become k minus 1, clear, plus k2. We just put this equation in here, and this k1 become common and it become k1. that is divided by K1. Clear? So now we get this equation. Okay, that is ES is just equals to ET substrate by substrate plus we take this equation as a whole, K minus 1 plus K2, and we take this as a common, that is divided by K1. So we solve this equation by what? By combining the rate constant, that is we take the rate constant in one side. Okay, now we know what we know. We know that K minus 1, just see here, we know that K minus 1 plus K2 divided by K1. What is this? This is a formula for Km. This is a formula for Km. Just note it down. Please note down. K minus 1 plus K2 by K1 is equals to Km. This is a formula for Km. Now we again substitute this value. Then what we will get? We will get very simple. We will get ET substrate, ET by substrate, ET substrate. This will remain same. Okay. And here it become Km plus substrate. Clear? So I hope till now you get the clear idea. Okay, so till now if we write down the equation in a fresh way, okay, so we get what? We get enzyme substrate complex is just equal to what? We get ET. I hope you note down all these things. Okay, S by Km plus S. As we know, Km is just equals to K minus 1 plus K2 by K1. We just put the Km in place of that. So the equation now becomes like that, like this. Now we express V naught in term of ES. Okay, so what we now going to do? We going to do here V naught in place of ES. Okay, because as I already mentioned that V naught is determined by breakdown of ES to form product, as I already mentioned you. Okay, so what it become? This equation become V naught is just equal to, clear? What is just equal to K2 ET substrate, as the product formation is, so we take the K2 and it become Km plus substrate again. Till now you get the clear idea. Now this equation, okay, this equation we get. Okay, now this equation further simplified because maximum velocity, that is Vmax, if we take the maximum velocity, that is Vmax, occurs when, remember, Vmax occurs when the enzyme is fully saturated. So Vmax occurs when what? When ES is just equal to ET. Clear? I already mentioned all these things in our previous lecture. So Vmax is occur, that is maximum velocity is occurs when the enzyme is saturated, that is ES is equal to ET. So Vmax can be defined as, K2 ET. So Vmax can be defined as what? K2 and ET. K2 and ET. Clear? So we can write this equation. If we shift this equation, so the equation become V naught equals to Vmax. Clear? And substrate by Km plus substrate. Clear? And this equation is known as Michaelis-Menten equation. Clear? So students, this is the Michaelis-Menten equation. Clear? I hope till now you get the clear idea how this equation came. I make you basically I derive the whole equation through a basic algebraic expression so that you get the clear idea that how this Michaelis-Menten equation, that is V naught equals to Vmax substrate plus Km plus substrate is came. Okay, and if you note down all the steps very carefully, then you will easily understand this concept. Okay, so in this way the Michaelis-Menten equation is derived, or it will came. Okay, now just look at this graph. I hope you note down all these things. Okay, now just look at this graph, and if you face difficulty in understanding all these things, then you just repeat the lecture, then you will get easily understood. Okay, now just look at this graph. So this is the initial velocity, okay, and this is the Km. Okay, and this is a Vmax. Okay, and this is a half Vmax. Okay, so we discuss all these things. Okay, so from this we can write down the equation is what? V naught, that is initial velocity, is just equals to what? Is just equals to Vmax. This Vmax plus this substrate concentration. Sorry, Vmax into substrate, here into. Okay, it will be not plus, it will be into. Okay, clear? Just write down like this. Okay, clear? So V naught equals to Vmax into substrate. It means when we increase the substrate and when it become basically saturated, when Vmax reach, as I already mentioned, when enzyme is saturated, fully saturated, that is ES equals to ET. That is ES is become equal to total enzyme concentration. Okay, so it can be defined as K to ET. Clear? So, and Km, that is this part plus substrate, that is substrate. So here Kildan. Okay, so this is the Michaelis-Menten kinetics. Okay, here Vmax is the maximum velocity and Km is the half of Vmax. So we can write that Km equals to Vmax by 2 or Vmax divided by 2. We can easily write. Okay, I just write it down in different color so we can write that Km equals to Vmax divided by 2. Clear? Or you can also say that Km is just equals to K minus 1 plus K2 by K1. Okay. Okay. So this is the total Michaelis-Menten kinetics. I hope student you understand the whole lecture of Michaelis-Menten equation, and I hope that you understand the derivation, that is understand the basic algebraic expression through which this equation derive. Okay, if you get any problem, please note down all the step in your copy while listening to this lecture, and when you note down all the steps carefully, then you will understood that how this equation came. And I also hope that you understand the hyperbolic curve, or you can say rectangular hyperbolic curve of the Michaelis-Menten equation. Please note down all that formula. Okay, now so in our next lecture we will going to study steady state assumption or steady state kinetics. Till then, thank you so much. Please subscribe, please share if you liked our lecture.